What's up, my three people, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something with Apex Legends, and we're going to be talking about like how certain legends are good and how certain legends are not bad, but a little lower tier in the game. And I'm going to be recording this from my Discord server because I'm kind of running low on storage again on my computer, and because recordings of gameplay are a little higher gigabytes. I wanted to record it from Discord because, yeah. So, anyways, let's kind of get into the video, and this is hopefully going to be a little shorter video because it's a little more. It's pretty explanatory of how certain legends are good and how certain legends are a little more lower tier and not meta in Apex Legends. It all has to do about like what their abilities are and what the play style is supposed to be with each legend. So, let me pull an example here. So, like with Wraith has a really strong kit and is pretty much always been used as a more offensive legend. Like her tactical, you can phase into a void and you're invulnerable from any enemy attacks for like for temporarily, and that's really strong. It's a really big part of her kit that really that it's just really good. It's obviously really good. Then we have the ultimate ability, which you're able to help get yourself and teammates from point A to B safely without them getting hurt, and to help them get behind cover as quick as possible. So yeah, that part, both of those parts about her kit are really strong, and her passive is also can also be really good. It's a little more meh, but it helps you know if there are any enemies that are nearby or not, or whatever, or if there's any traps nearby. So that's pretty much automatically what makes Wraith a really good legend, is just the abilities in her kit, because they're really strong. And yeah. But then let's take another example of a legend that's a little more lower tier, like Rampart. Rampart is a defensive legend. She posts up walls, amped walls, and then she has a turret that she sets up that stays in one spot and has a 180-degree turn. And then her passive ability allows her to reload faster with LMGs and to have an extended ammo capacity with them. Now, Rampart is a little more of a lockdown positioning based legend that doesn't really fit into like the aggressive meta, and the majority of players are going to want to play aggressively. And the way battle royale works, as in like there's a zone coming in, you need to get to one spot from another, you're going to be coming across some fights, and you can't just stay in one spot like all the time, which makes a legend like Rampart, where you gotta post up and lock down a certain area, makes her a little bit harder to use in battle royale. Like you can use Rampart defensively, but you need to be really good with positioning, especially with the turret. It requires a lot of good positioning. But with with different legends that have a little more of, they cater a little more of an offensive play style, or cater to people with a little more of an offensive play style. Like it's better to, it's more I guess it just makes a little more sense to be using them in battle royale. And most of the time, people are playing battle royale, not necessarily arenas. The legend like Rampart can really work well in arenas, but won't necessarily work as well in battle royale, because once again, you gotta be up on your feet, and Rampart isn't necessarily that type of legend. But then a legend like Wraith, like, is more of an up on your feet legend, because you don't just have to lock down an area with Wraith. Like you can be more on the move and trying to take fights a little more. On the other hand, like a legend like Rampart, again, like you need to be stationary and I guess kind of be patient for enemies to come by, and if they don't, you just gotta move to the zone, and it's a little more slow paced, and like Apex is a little more of a fast paced game. So playing a legend that caters more to that fast paced type of how things play out, like it just makes more sense, and it makes it more meta, because yeah, it's how the game goes, pretty much. And you need to be able to go with how the game is going to go, which is you're going to end up needing to move a certain amount of distance from one place to another. You got to be on the move. So yeah, that's kind of my explanation for how like certain legends are more high tier and more low tier. It's all based about based around like how the game operates, such as battle royale, having to move from one place to another and such, and having to be a little more of an aggressive player with how the game functions. And the defensive and certain legends, again like Rampart, don't necessarily cater to how the game is operating. And you can't always be up, like I said, you can't always be up on your feet with like legends like Rampart, Watson, Caustic. Like you got to be a little more like locking down a certain area and really focus on your positioning. Like don't get me wrong, you have to focus on positioning no matter what in game, but you have to focus more on positioning more with those other legends and trying to find what area you're going to be locking down that you can safely get into and take out the enemies from. As or the more offensive legends, or the more higher tier legends, just have to be a little more on their feet and don't necessarily have to worry about too much. Oh, where am I gonna set up? The only thing you really need to worry about is getting into this next zone and defining a spot where you can position yourself that will allow you more to get around and to hopefully be able to take out a certain squad, even if they're locked down in a certain area. And for example, like Octane and Revenant, and maybe running Seer as well, like that combo is really going to be able to counter defensive legends, or if you're setting up in a certain area or well positioned in a certain area and you lock that area down. Like those legends who are pretty much supposed to be used a little more aggressively are going to be at the advantage of being able to take you out. Like you got the jump pad, and then you got the totem, which is going to allow you to get in there, and if you run out of health you go back and you're safe, you're able to heal up. But with that Seer tactical, and with that, and maybe with the ultimate as well, like it's going to really disrupt that, and you might be in a little bit of a frenzy if you're in that sort of position while you're locked down and you're all of a sudden getting pushed by these legends who cater to a more aggressive playstyle. Like it's going to be really hard, and especially with the Octane Revenant combo, like it is especially hard to get around like that aggressive fast-paced meta. One thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about like certain what a legend's abilities are when it comes to them being higher tier or not is how much value they have to the team. Like going to legends like Valkyrie, Pathfinder, Wraith, their ultimates help support the team by getting them to another place, from one place to another. But then you have certain legends who aren't necessarily team support legends, like Fuse or Mirage. Well, Mirage does have like the invisible res and respawn, which is pretty much a saving grace when it comes to being a little more of a team player. But otherwise, like I said, Fuse and Mirage don't really have as much supportive team potential as with Octane, Valkyrie, Wraith, or Pathfinder, or even Horizon. So that's another thing I'd like to consider when it comes to how high tier or low tier legend is. Fuse and Mirage aren't really bad legends, but that's one of the things that brings them down, is not having as much team potential because of their abilities. Like Mirage, he throws out decoys, then Fuse is a little more of a selfish character, as he is pretty much more centered around throwing grenades and such. So yeah, that's another thing about it, is going into talking about like how the Legends kit affects how high tier or low tier they are. It's all also based on supporting the team and such. So yeah, that's pretty much the explanation. Like once again, like it all is based off around what a certain Legend's abilities are and how they're meant to be played, and how do they fit into how the game is operating or how it's being played out. And that's basically it in summary. So I hope you did find this video somewhat informational and maybe somewhat enjoyable. Well, I don't necessarily... Never mind. So yeah, I hope you did find this video enjoyable. If you did like it, then be sure to give it a like. And if you're brand new here to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on that bell icon so you can get notified for whenever I upload a new video. And I promise you there will be some more higher quality videos coming out in the near future. Also, I have a Discord server. The link will be in the description. Also, the Discord server is, like I said, at the beginning, where I'm recording this video from. So, yeah, join the Discord server. Also, I have a Guilded server too, so if you have Guilded and are looking for any servers to join, I'll leave a link to that in the description too. Also, be sure to follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/3onlyx. And yeah, once again, that's going to be all for this video. Let me know your thoughts about certain legends, abilities, and how they fit into the meta in the comment section, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.